Hi, Steve Chater here with TCT Property Management. And I wanted to share this investor insight. It was actually a conversation I had with one of our clients the other day, and I felt like it was a good idea to share it with everybody. In that conversation, we were talking, and he said, he wanted a bigger house for his family. And he was thinking that the best way to go about it was to wait for the interest rates to come down and to sell his house now because he thought if he sold his house now, he could move in with some relatives. He could save some money each month, and then he would buy again in a couple of years when the rates come down, which sounds like a good plan, right? Reduce expenses, save up some money, and then buy again when the rates come down. Well, let's take a look at the numbers. His house was worth about $400,000, and he had a loan of about 250,000. And if he sold that property, he would pay closing costs, and then he'd have moving costs of about a total of $40,000. So, what does he do? He puts in his pocket $110,000. Awesome. So he puts that 110,000 in his pocket, and he puts it in the bank, and he saves it, and we'll say he's getting 5% interest on his savings, on his money. In 2 years, he'd have $121,500. Okay, that's awesome. In addition to that, he would be saving his current monthly payment on his $250,000 mortgage, and that would be about $36,000 in savings over that 2 year period of time. Add those two together, he's got $157,000 to go ahead and purchase that next home. Well, let's look at the reality of what's going on in the Phoenix market. And if you look at this chart here, you can see that in 2022, our average sales price actually declined. Now, average is a difficult number because average deals with how many we're selling for this high and how many we're selling for this low, but they declined in 2022. However, since January of 2023, our prices have gone back up now 8%. If we look back at the historical average of the Phoenix area over the last 30 years, it's gone up 4.5% per year every year. That's what it averages, 4.5%. So let's say you went out and he bought that new home today. That new home would be today is 500,000, the one that would meet his family's needs. But in 2 years, at 4.5% appreciation, that home is now worth 547,000. Our inflation hasn't stopped. Just Wall Street Journal today said the inflation right now is around 4%. Real estate typically goes up at a little higher rate than the inflation rate. So 2 years from now, he's going to be paying $47,000 more for the same house. So let's say he went ahead, kept his house, stayed where he was, don't move the family a first time to go to a relative's house, but buy that new one. By keeping that one, he's now $135,000 ahead. Where's that come from? Well, the rent on his house today over his mortgage payment and the expenses for owning the house would be $700 a month. Multiply that times 2 years, that's $16,800. Then he's got the costs of sale, and the costs of sale are $35,000. That's not including the cost to move. Equity growth on his $400,000 house, if it grew at 4.5% for 2 years, that would be $37,000 that more that house is worth. And in addition, the tenant would have paid down the mortgage by $9,600. And remember, we said the new home, now if he waited the 2 years, his equity is now $47,000 larger in his new home. That's $135,000. $135,000 money he saved by going ahead and moving now. So look at the numbers. The strategy, he was going to save up 157. His strategy actually cost him almost as much as he saved, and he didn't have to move his family twice. In addition to that, he would no longer own that first home, and that affects the net worth for his family. Look, the value is increasing over $15,000 a year. The tenant is paying off almost $10,000 a year, and the positive cash flow is about $8,000 a year. If he went ahead and did it, his family is now living in the house that meets their needs, And when the rates come down, and I think they will, I don't know how far, but I think they will, he can refinance the home for lower payments. So, just a quick story to give you investor insights, because we wrote the book on investing in real estate, the safe, secure, successful strategy. And at TCT Property Management, we help people build a brighter future because they own real estate. So, thank you for taking a few minutes to watch this video.